last week we brought in a wing that we talked about, a guy who lasted pretty much this whole offseason, that we were surprised he was still there. I Bleav we talked about him a couple weeks ago about his fit on the team, and we ended up bringing him in. Kelly Oubre Jr., a 1-year deal, a vet min deal. He averaged like 20-something points last year. I mean, the guy's stats were pretty solid. Not such a good team last year, but he produced. So I want to ask you guys, what do you guys give this signing as far as a grade wise? What would you guys give this signing?
Letter grade. Great signing. You get a guy that can score on the perimeter, can give you offensive punch off the bench, athletic, and you did it, on the vet minimum. So I think it's a great chance to take him, the guy that fits a role that was needed. Yep. So scored well, and I just think, he just played on the team where the team kind of let him go. You know what I'm saying? More so than they just really didn't give him all. Sometimes that's how guys get stuck in the vet minimums. The team that they're with to have their rights don't offer them a contract. So they're really free with no leverage. So I think it was just a leverage play for him. He didn't have very much leverage. That's how, Lakers had, Woods. That's how they signed him. I mean, his leverage was gone. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a good signing. I like it a lot. I mean, kind of a guy like him is, we're talking about Jrue Holiday, that kind of fits the mold even better, having that style of player. But I think it's a good signing, good fit. Hopefully it works out.
Teja, I know you were a big Oubre fan beginning of the when we talked about a list of wings that were available. I remember you kept mentioning him in the beginning of the offseason.
Is Oubre – can I make a case for Oubre being one of the best free agent signings for the Sixers in the last few years?
We gotta let it play out, then maybe you can.
What's the last 20-point scorer we've signed a free agency? That's a good question. How about that?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even know if Brand was coming off a 20-point season that year.
I think it was like a 14 or 15-point season.
Or it was like 19 and 10. I don't think it was 20. So, man, that's been a long time since we scored. It's the last 20-point scoring free agent we've got. That's a good question, right? Mm-hmm. I give it an A. It's a long wing who can score for vet men. I mean, that's so low risk. It's amazing. He hasn't averaged less than 15 points since 2017. So I know he shot horribly from 3-point last year, I think like 31 and change %. We can get that up to where he was 2 years ago, like 34, 35-ish. I think he had a really good year scoring off the bench for us. Obviously, he's not going to average 32 minutes a game, whatever he had last year, something around that. But if, he can play some tough D for Nurse and Nurse's playing style, score in bunches in small time windows, I think it'd be maybe even an A+. We'll see how it plays out, but I think it's a great signing for us at this point in the offseason.
Yeah, Keith Pompey of the Inquirer said that sometimes, Eric, and you obviously dealt with this stuff, but like some of these like Philly like journalists and reporters, like they just say things that are just, I don't know, not the nicest things to the team. I know it's not. They're not trying to get medals for being nice guys, but they're saying, "Oh, there's a reason why you got to be skeptical with this Kelly Oubre signing because there's a reason why a 20-point scorer was available in early September. It's like you got to be skeptical of the sign. Don't be that bombastic.
I mean, you don't have to necessarily be skeptical. But there is a reason why. There's a reason why Charlotte didn't want to bring him back, and that reason why could have not necessarily been him. It could have been. Now they have, Miles Bridges back, and now they had to sign P.J. Washington. It could be just something as simple as that, not necessarily anything he did. It was just they just decided to go with a different route where guys they feel are better and more important for the future. So it could be that. So it's reason to be skeptical about it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad.
It's just, negativity gets more clicks, Marcus. That's just the truth of it.
Yeah, it's just that doesn't make any sense. Like for example, and I think the Pompey's written so many things about how the clock's ticking, Embiid's gonna be gone, just negative stuff over negative stuff, and it's like, well, part of the draw for these reporters and stuff is having big ticket names like Joel Embiid. So as soon as he's gone, you're not gonna get that many clicks anymore because you don't have that big star anymore. So it's like the negativity. I don't know. I'm not a negative guy, Eric. I can't stand seeing
it just depends on this your outlook. Are you a positive or are you more of a negative? Do you look at it as we have Joel and we got to make a move, or if we don't, time's a ticking. Kind of depends on how you look at it.
That's true. You can be putting pressure on management to make a move by saying that kind of stuff in his own way. I was going to ask this earlier as a management question. What would be the reason we wouldn't? Because a lot of fans are saying a lot of negative Philly fans. Go figure. A lot of negative Philly fans have said they think Philly's acting interested in Drew, but they really don't want him. But they want to seem like they tried so their fans don't get pissed off. What would be a reason why we wouldn't go after him?
I mean, I think the only reason that you would do that is if you can't move James, or maybe they want Maxey instead of James. You just never know what teams are asking for. We're just assuming that it's James.
Mm-hmm.
But if Portland comes and say the only way you're getting Maxey the only way you're getting Holiday is to give us Maxey. You can't make that trade.
No.
Yeah. No.
So, we don't really know everything's involved in the conversation. So I think that could be a reason why it doesn't happen. From what we read, Dame wanted to go to Miami, and Portland was like, you either got to put Jimmy or Bam in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a no starter for Miami.
Yep.
So we don't know.
I think fans are fearing that we're so in love with this 2024 cap space idea that we don't want to compromise that at all.
I think you compromise it if you can get a guy that you feel like you're happy with, that if he was available in next year's cap space that you're happy with him, then you take it.
Mm-hmm. Or I guess we think someone else is going to be available in the next 3 months that we would then push any chip we have left in for Brandon Ingram, Donovan Mitchell. I don't know. I'm just spitballing and throwing names out there of guys who might be available in the next year or so. But yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side, isn't it? If you have two seemingly guys available right now between Drew and Levine, and I think offensive guard, you're going after one of those guys. The only other guy I could see being available in the near future who fits that would be Donovan Mitchell. But if we don't have the assets to get Drew, we certainly don't have the assets to get Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess based on the reports yesterday, I guess we'll know where this Drew situation gets to by the time we meet again next Friday.
Yeah, at least one situation will get figured out. I don't think Harden's will, but
you think Eric is going to get hammered out pretty fast, wherever he goes?
Yes, I believe next week he'll be gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hopefully it's all right. Hopefully he comes back home.
We can't be short in the season. Is a month away. Within the month away, yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah,
he's not going to play around with it, and Drew, like I said, Drew's not young. He's not an old guy, but he's not young. So he's like, let me get to my team, and if it's a new team, I want and need to have a training camp with this team.
Yeah.
So I think they're pushing the envelope.
Especially if it's us. Nick Nurse trying so many different things in practice. You need to get in there and see all that stuff.
There you go. Oh, man.
And I just seen a report here that apparently Clippers are interested in taking Brogdon from Boston. So doing a trade with Boston. So that would take out the Clippers again. And another scenario where we're not able to trade Harden to the Clippers.
If they take in Brogdon, that means it's a 3-way trade.
If Clipper, yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's why I said. Remember, I said if Drew Holiday goes to Boston, one of those guards that are there will probably be gone.
Yep,
man.
And they already had problems when they already said Brogdon was on the block, and he didn't like that before. So they said it got mended, but yeah,
I can see Brogdon could be good for the Clippers too. That's a good pick for them.
Yeah.
Especially how often he's injured.
They have Russ. They have Russ.
Paul George and Kawhi,
and he can play with Russ because he can play off the ball as well. So that's a good pickup for them.
Yeah,
yeah. As long as him, Kawhi, and Paul George can coordinate their injured games.
Yeah, they'll play 65 or 67 this year.
You think so? Really?
Yes. And if they don't, the injuries are legitimate.
Yeah,
they're not going to just sit out. They're going to have real injuries if they don't play.
That is true.